Chart of the Day Cafe for Thursday, March 10th, 2016. Just going to read our disclaimer quickly. Trading stocks is a high level of risk and viewers should complete their own due diligence on any stock or underlying that they intend to own. 100% of the content of this video and communique is intended for journalistic and educational purposes only. This video and all indicators, strategies, and articles herein should not be construed as investment advice. Thank you for your patience with that. So as regular viewers well know, we've been stepping back to take a look at the Russell Index on a 5-year monthly time frame. So we're using the IWM, which is the ETF that represents the Russell 2000, and we're paying particular attention to this blue channel. Why? Because the Russell traded within it through all of 2014, kind of consolidating, and then in early 2015 had this move up and out of the channel, and in the middle of 2015 we experienced that ugly price action that brought us right back into this range, and now we're sitting right at that lower blue channel line. So this is the candle from January. Price, landed way down here, but it was pushed forward with this long wick as though it sort of wanted to try to get back into this range. February, the same kind of thing, but worth noting it didn't quite get there. So March is going to be a pretty important month, and you can see so far the wick is sort of extended up and over that blue. It's really trying, but can it make it through and back into that channel to indicate possibly the beginning of an uptrend? Who knows? I'm going to move it away from the monthly to the weekly so we can better see how price is behaving around this area. In our video on Tuesday, we indicated that we're in this resistance zone. So this blue line, which was support through all of 2014, is a very interesting area for the Russell, and so far you can see it's struggling a little bit here. This is a pretty interesting candle with fairly bullish, looking as though it wants to push it up and over. But we had that rate decision. Mario Draghi is expanding his asset repurchase program, announced some rate cuts. I'm going to include with today's video this piece from the Wall Street Journal that sort of explains more about the implications of his decision. But for me personally, I just want to see how the markets react as the day goes on, because we're at such an interesting area. But so far, I've got to say the futures are liking it. The Dow is up about 94 points. I'm filming this at about 9:10 on Thursday morning. So the markets are liking it. Europe is up. We'll see if we get that follow through today. Charts I'll be paying attention to are the US dollar. I want to see how the US dollar reacts to today's decision. But I'm just going to move it back quickly, because I don't want to take up too much of your time this morning. But the US dollar implicates Canada, and so I want to refer to this larger, this is the TSX on a 10-year monthly time frame. I've got it in this great big wedge. It broke the wedge and we had that waterfall effect that brought us right back down to this extreme low. Price was pushed back up. So this is the candle for January, candle for February, and look at March so far, right in the apex. So the reason I'm showing you this chart is because if the US dollar starts to strengthen here, it might give this TSX chart some trouble. And we might start to see a reversal. So you just want to keep an eye. So far so good. But I would be keeping a close eye on the US dollar and how it might affect the markets with this big rate decision. But if we do get follow through today, some past Chart of the Day Cafe picks that look interesting. Never making any recommendations to buy or sell anything whatsoever. Always for your further research, but we use this 8-day EMA as our guide. Google looks as though it may want to lift up and over that 8-day. And start a new uptrend. So it's all about price being up and over that blue line, but Google has a nice high value score and is a past Chart of the Day Cafe pick, as is Apple. Moved out of this wedge, consolidated down here. Here's the upside of the big wedge I have Apple in. Here's the 8-day. If we have some follow through in the markets today, Apple might want to resume that uptrend. Got a nice high value score, pays a dividend, and the third one is GM. Had this basing action. I would put an area of support in here. So it's a nice nice low risk reward ratio. But if GM starts to lift here and has a nice strong day, again, it's got a nice high value score and pays a really nice dividend. So with that, I will leave you. Good luck with the day ahead. It should be an interesting one. Pay attention to that US dollar. Have a great weekend, everyone.